All right, guys, I think we can get started. I'm your host today. I am Aider Rodriguez. I am a technical engineer for the Solarity branch in Colombia. We will also have Rafael with us later. He will talk about Longi, and I will be in charge of pretty much everything else. So welcome. Let's get started. So today we're going to talk about new trends and technologies in solar modules. Let's see where the industry is going. Let's see a little bit about our portfolio. Let's see what the future will bring for our market. So for the agenda, we will talk a little bit about Solarity, our portfolio. We will also talk about Visual Group, which is a new brand in our portfolio. We will talk about Jinko, Hot 3.0, and Longi Hymo X10. So Solarity started in 2009. It was an EPC company back then. For various reasons, we became a distributor instead of an EPC company, yet we still maintain this experience we obtained back then as an EPC company. And by 2020, we were recognized as an international distributor. Later, we will see that we are in 50 markets and 4 continents and so on. Here, as I was saying, we are present in 50 markets. We have delivered more than 2 gigawatts of photovoltaic modules. We have more than 60 employees. We have 9 offices. I am based in the Bogota office, and we also have offices in Prague, Budapest. So our added value is that you only need to focus on your business. You only need to tell us what you need. Even if you don't know what you need, if you are not sure, we can help you out. We are this link between manufacturers and your installation. So leave all those logistics to us. We will take care of it. So we are more than just a distributor. We have the technical know-how. We have a robust technical team that can help you with any request that you have, from design, sizing, any technical questions about our products, storage, inverters, whatever you need, just let us know. We can help you. We have a ticketing system in which you can ask whatever you need, pretty much. We also offer trainings such as this webinar about modules, inverters, batteries, mounting structure, whatever you need, even regulation or BSS solutions as well. We also offer physical trainings. It could be in any venue, even in your office if you need it. We also offer financing such as a standard credit, or I completely forgot the name about the other kind of credit we offer, to be honest. But yeah, we have financing solutions for you. We can also offer the logistics, as I was saying before. You don't need to worry about this kind of logistics. Just let us know where you need your goods. We will get everything you need, and we will put it wherever you want. Also, we have a partner program. Depending on the volume of the goods you purchase, or for how long you have been working with us, we can give you like some benefits, such as priority when it comes to technical support. We could give you site visits for free, and some other benefits you could get from that partner program, as well as better prices, of course. And we offer local support. So depending on which country that you are based on, we can give you local support for regulation, for inverters, or something that's just for that specific location, for example. So we are an international company. The headquarters are in Prague. We also have branches in Colombia, Morocco, Ukraine, and Hungary, and These are our active markets, so we serve those markets from our other branches. And as you can see, we have also a robust warehouse system, especially, I will say, in Colombia, we have 3 warehouses, 1 in Panama, and for Europe, well, we have 1 in Prague and 1 in Ukraine. So we always choose the best quality products. They have to be easy to sell, easy to install, and they have to have a proven performance. Of course, we are going to sell you goods that are well known in the market and they are known for their quality, even if they are entry-level products, for example. Here are our partners. I bet many of you are familiar with these brands. We try to keep a tight portfolio. We try to have a portfolio that's tight, but at the same time, it's enough for all the markets that we are serving. So there's a little bit of different regulations depending on the country, but we always find a way to serve our partners the best way we can. For residential offers, well, we offer everything from the smaller modules, residential inverters, hybrid inverters, residential hybrids, storage, whatever you need, we offer it. We have cable, we have mounting system, everything you need for your residential installations. And for projects, of course, we offer the same, but this time with central inverters, bigger modules, of course, well, depending on the kind of installation that you are having. And of course, storage systems, BSS systems, we offer them as well. Mounting system, accessories, whatever you need, we have it. So let's talk a little bit about our portfolio right now. For JA Solar, we have these 3 modules right now. They are not the only ones. If you need more information, please if you want more information, please reach to us. Our portfolio is a little bit wider, but these are like the main modules right now. So they are all bifacial TOPCon N-type modules for different segments of the market, for residential, for commercial, industrial, a little bit for utility as well, especially this one. This one is up to 595 watt peak with an efficiency of 23%. We also have some more residential modules with less cells. For example, this one is 72 cells, this one is 45 cells, and this one is 60 cells. So depending on the kind of inverter that you're going to use, there might be a better match, for example, for residential, and the smaller inverters, it will be this one, for example. So you can reach that rated PV voltage that you want. For Canadian Solar, we have this 705 watt peak. It's mostly for industrial applications and utility. It's a bifacial module as well. So this one is for your big installations. This one is for when you are looking for that efficiency and that lower cost in your installation. For Phono, we also have a really big module. This one is 710 watt peak with the same efficiency as the Canadian Solar one. So if you want a little bit more power, this is the module for you. And also there's this another one. It's also bifacial TOPCon N-type, 590 watt peak, mostly for industrial applications, even for some residential as well. Well, depending also on what's on the market right now. The modules are a little bit scarce right now. For Jinko, it's a little bit wider for all the segments as well. So we have for residential, mostly this one, 48 cells, up to 470 watt peak. It's a bifacial module. And this one is monofacial. So if you don't really like to deal with the weight of bifacial modules, this is the one for you. If you're going to install the modules on rooftops, probably monofacial is better for you. I mean, it's a little bit easier to install. It doesn't weigh as much. So I think monofacial modules still have a really important role in the market. And here's another one. This one is 54 cells, also bifacial, up to 520 watt peak. So depending on your needs, you can choose whatever of these modules. There's a wide range of different kinds of modules and amount of cells per module. So you can play with this voltage and always try to find the best solution for you. And also the best arrangement, depending on the kind of inverter you are using. So that's for our portfolio. Now let's talk a little bit about Bissell Group. This is a new brand in our portfolio. It's a European brand, so let's get to it. So Bissell is the largest PV module manufacturer in Europe, and right now they have a 750 megawatts of production capacity. They are planning on expanding this production capacity up to 3 gigawatts in the next couple of years. So even though the market has been a little bit rough recently, Bissell has shown that it's possible to keep on going, and even the European manufacturers could be very successful in this market. So why choose Bissell? Well, let's go briefly through these bullet points. So they have more than 20 years in the solar industry. They are a synonym for quality, reliability, and financial strength. As you may know, many companies are going bankrupt right now, but you see, Bissell is still going strong. It's made in Europe, so pretty much buying Bissell, it's helping the European economy. So that's something that always you can have in mind. Added value for your business, premium product with higher margins. You know, it might be a little bit more expensive, but the margins are bigger as well. And their production, it's like 100% controlled with more than 100 control processes and tracking. So this is very important to ensure quality of the modules. It's not about making 20 gigawatts of modules per year, but it's more about the quality of the modules that you are manufacturing. So this is shown by their claim rate, which is less than 0.01%, which is really, really impressive. And there hasn't been a single case of delamination in 20 years. So delamination is something you can't forget about when it comes to Bissell modules. And minimize microcracks, thermal cut, microgap technology, and so on. So why is it so low, this claim rate? So it all comes to the production. So of course it's European quality. They have the latest manufacturing technology with the G12R cells, 16 bus bars, strictly premium materials, processes, and equipment, lean production strategy. Of course, if you are going to manufacture modules, the energy you are using for it better be 100% renewable, right? And the lamination process takes from 14 to 15 minutes, which is, if I am not mistaken, like 3 times as long as other manufacturers take to do the same process, which ensures that the quality will be as high as possible. So this is one of the biggest sales arguments with Bissell, and we'll see some real life measurements that were done with these modules. So these modules, as you can see here, they were installed back in 2009, 2007, and 2008. This is the nominal output, 227 watts for this one, and so on. And these were the measurements of the power output. So as you can see, over the years, these measurements were made, and you can see pretty much the power output was pretty much the same over the years. Even after 16 years for the last measurement back in the 10th of February, you can see the power output remains the same. It's actually a little bit higher. You might be wondering why after 16 years the power output is higher. It's not like it gained efficiency or something like that, but it's more about the measurement conditions were a little bit different. So there was a little bit less humidity. Maybe the modules weren't with such a high temperature like in standard working conditions. So as you can see, after 17 years or 16 years, the power output remains pretty much the same. So it's a proven fact that the Vessel modules will not degrade as fast as other modules in the market. So they have less than 1.5% of average degradation in 17 years, which is really impressive. And I don't think any other brand in the market has been able to achieve such degradation rate. And these were P-type modules. Well, they are still P-type modules, and the industry guidelines for P-type, it's around 0.35% per year of degradation. So yeah, these modules are just impressive. So what were the results, pretty much? So this Vessel Supreme TM series is the first solar module in the world with 25 years of 100% output guarantee. So just think about the return of investment that will pretty much remain the same and over the years, and also the energy prices will go up, but you will still be producing the same amount of energy. So it's probably the way to go if you're going long term with these modules, which of course you are. So let's talk a little bit about their portfolio. This is the Vessel Supreme TM series. This is the one that we just saw. And what are some of the advantages of this module? It has 100% output power guarantee, 0% effective degradation rate, 11% more energy. You might be wondering why 11%. It's pretty much the energy you are losing throughout the years, throughout those 25 years of the standard life of this a standard module, for example. You also have improved temperature coefficients, lowered NOTC, PID, LID, and other ID3. And right now, this module is up to 435 watt peak. Of course, the power output has been increasing over the years, and with an efficiency better than 21.3%. And of course, you have 100% power output guaranteed for 25 years, and also for the product, which, as you may know, a standard module has 12 or 15 years of product warranty. So it's really, really nice. Let's talk now about the premium series. This is Vessel Duplex. As you can see, it comes in 3 different models. Full black for the most aesthetic customers or the most demanding customers. Also, we have the black frame and the classic silver frame. It's one of the best power size ratio modules in the Vessel portfolio. And it's also the best seller for Vessel right now for residential, industrial projects. And we have these two models of the module, up to 460 watt peaks and up to 520 watt peak. So depending on the kind of project you are going for, you could go for full black for residential, and you could go for, well, let's say, black frame for industrial. So continuing with the premium series, we have Vessel VIPV. This one is really interesting because it could replace conventional roof. So instead of roof tiles, you can use modules, and it's water resistant, it's watertight. It could completely just replace your rooftop. Especially for newer houses, I believe it is a great solution. This one is up to 460 watt peak, so it's mostly for the residential segment, and with an efficiency of 23%. So even though it's a little bit special kind of module, it still remains with a really high efficiency. We also have a Bisol laminate, so it's a frameless Bisol duplex. You can see again, two different models, full black and silver frame. It's ideal for integration. So because it is frameless, you can pretty much put it wherever you want. You can put it on boats. You can put it on buildings, on facades. You can get creative, pretty much put it wherever you want. If you need any help, any advice on how to do it, we can definitely help you out. And this one, it's for the residential and industrial market mostly, with a power output of 460 watt peaks, and for the industrial and commercial with 520 watt peak. So it's really, really an interesting portfolio. It goes a little bit out of the box. We also have Bisol Spectrum. So this one is for the most demanding clients that really like the looks of their buildings or the area they are working on. So it comes in 4 different colors, as you can see here, even white. So it depends on whatever you want, whatever you need. It's up to 430 watt peak. The efficiency is not as high. I have to lower the efficiency a little bit so we can have this kind of colors. But I mean, it depends on the client, right? If the client needs it white, when it's white, of course we can have it. We can definitely get those modules for you. And there's also the classic Bisol bifacial. It's mostly focused on the power output, like the market standard right now for modules. So it's up to 460 watt peaks and 520 watt peak. There's just your standard bifacial module. If you want to go for all the modules that are in the market, if you are really confident with this kind of module and you have been using it for very long, well, we also have it as well. And we also have Bisol Lumina. This one is mostly for agrivoltaics and, like some rooftops in which you want to get the sunlight to go through the ceiling. So here you can see it has like some gaps in between the cells. So you can get a lot of sunlight through these modules. And let's say you have a outdoor pub, for example, you can make a roof out of them and you will still get a lot of sunlight, and you will be producing power at the same time. So let's see some references in the Czech market. Here's the Prague airport, for example. You can see there's a couple of installations in Brno. You can see I really like this one. I really like the aesthetics it gives. This one in Belenibi. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I butchered the Czech language. And this one is in Jenonice. This one, Karlovy Vary, and Kabele. It's a family house or residential. So this is all for the Bisol introduction. I hope I gave you some brand new ideas on where to use your modules and how to improve probably the aesthetics of your buildings and installations. And now let's go briefly through the new JinkoSolar Hot 3.0. So last year it was the metallization enhancement was used in these Jinko modules, which is pretty much laser assisted fire processing for precise contact improving cell efficiency and reducing aluminum content by more than 90%. And now this year, 2025, the new improvement for these modules is 20 super multi-busbar. So right now the standard is 16 super multi-busbars, so Jinko is implementing now 20. Why is this important? Because it gives more efficiency to the solar cell, and we will see a little bit more about it in the next slides. So here we can see a brief, some graphs about how efficiency has been improving over the years in the Jinko modules and cells. You can see back in 2023 in Q1, the efficiency was 25.4%. And by the fourth quarter of 2024, it was up more than 1%, 1.1% to be exact. So it's these little things, these little improvements that have been able to slowly gain a little bit more efficiency in the cells over the years. Also, excellent module reliability. So passed 3 times IEC module reliability tests, enhanced cell corrosion resistance. Why is this important? If you are going to install these modules near the coast or some really corrosion heavy environments near the sea, for example, you know, the sea salt, it's like destroys everything that's that has some metal in it. So yeah, this is really, really important for this kind of installations. And also the outdoor generation comparison. The metal enhancement technology has shown that it gives slightly more production, slightly more energy yield for the solar modules. So let's see a little bit more in depth about the 20 busbar innovation. Back in 2012, I don't know if you guys, the old school guys, remember these poly modules that were blue and the color was not very consistent and the busbars were like really big across the cells. Well, we went from 3 busbars from 2012 up to 20 busbars now in 2025. So why is this important? Why is more busbars better? Because it gives us more efficiency. It's better at capturing these electrons going through the silicon of the cell. It has less losses, thermal losses. It has a lot of advantages. And there's also the risk of microcracks is reduced with the use of more busbars, and the thickness of the busbars has been decreased. Yeah. So we will see a little bit more about that here. For 16 busbars, the ribbon here, you can see, is connects with fingers, and this is the busbar. You can see it's a silver busbar. This is the cell. This is the silicon, and with 20 busbars, but plus the print adhesive, you can see this busbar is slightly smaller. What does that mean? That it will cast less shade over the cell, which means we will have more sunlight hitting the cell, which is what we really care about, and therefore improving efficiency of the cell. So what changed? So here you can see 16 busbars. Well, if we count them one by one, there's 16 of them. And this one is 20 busbars. So you can see there's 4 more filaments over there, the silver filaments. And number of busbars is increased to 20. So the cell appearance will obviously change. The power increase, we have a power increase of 4 to 5 watts. What stays the same? The model type, the electrical parameters, and the physical parameters, such as weight, the frame, the size, the packing. So we made little to no sacrifices to get 20 busbars. So now for LONGi, we have Rafael, our product and marketing and manager for Longi. So Rafael, I will hand it over to you. Welcome and thank you for being here with us.
Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me well now. So let me share my screen to all of you. Hope you can already see it. Uh, so
Yes.
basically today I would like to introduce to you uh, Longi HIMO X10 series, which is our new series that should arrive in Solarity very, very, very soon. We have a lot of enhancements to our previous series, which we will talk about today. So at first, I would like to introduce a little bit Long if you are not aware of the company. So we are on the market since 2000, from the year 2000. So as you can see, at the very beginning, we were only focused on producing the wafers. So the silver plates from which then you can do the silicon cells and then assemble everything together to the PV module. And in 2014, we established a company to produce the silicon cells and then PV modules. So and of course, in 2021, just for curiosity, we established another brand, which is called Longi Hydrogen, in which we are doing the electrolyzers. Electrolyzers are the equipment which produce pure hydrogen out of the electricity. So here are some numbers from 2023. I would like to just underline that we are producing more than 120 gigawatts of wafers, from which we are doing 67 gigawatts of PV modules. So the rest of these wafers are going, of course, to the other brands. So it's it's highly possibility that other brands are using our wafers in their models. About the financial health and the bankability of our brand, I can indicate that we were the first company who achieved AAA rank in terms of the bankability rating done by Solar Media PVTech, and we are constantly achieving this mark for 22 times already for 22 quarters. Aside of this, we are of course participating in some other rankings, for example, Altman Z-Score, and in this ranking, our position can be compared, for example, to Apple brand, because in this Altman Z-Score, it's a global ranking with all of the brands. You can find there Microsoft, Google, Apple, and other big brands which are global, of course. So going further, you already seen today a lot of TOPCon and standard models with the bus bars, and we as Longi for a couple of years already are a manufacturer of no bus bars, let's say no frontal bus bars solutions. And so far, we already shipped more than 11 gigawatts of these solar modules across the world. So it's gaining more and more popular. And why we decided to go in this back contact way, because this zero frontal bus bars is called back contact technology. This is due to the fact that it is the most potential, the technology with the most potential for the future. As you can see here, so TOPCons can reach about 25% of efficiency, and the back contact can reach more than 27% of efficiency in terms of PV module. Aside of this, going further, because theoretical maximum efficiency of PV module is 29.4%, but we already surpass it with the back contact technology and tandem cell. And we achieved 34.6% of efficiency of the cell in tandem technology. So tandem technology is a silicon cell combined with the perovskite on the top. But as I already indicated, today is not about the tandem, it's not about the back contact, it's all about the HIMO X10 series from Longi. So to explain a little bit of the back contact technology, first of all, it doesn't have any busbars in the front side. It means that all of the rays that are shining on your PV module can enter into the cell and then can be transferred into the electrical energy. This boosts, of course, the efficiency of the PV module. And that's it about the back contact. It's for sure better light absorption of the PV module and of the cell. Another thing is that we have less electricity losses. Due to the fact that frontal busbars are heated due to the sun operating in the summer or in the winter, the electrical installation is heated up. And of course, when it's heated up, also the resistance of it grows. And with resistance, it's also rising the losses. And due to the fact that we doesn't have any busbars in the front side, all of them are in the back side, where there is shadow, they are not heating up so much. And third thing is that this back contact technology can combine all of the best features out of other technologies. So we can combine back contact platform with TOPCon with TOPCon passivation or with HJT passivation or with PERC passivation. We have a whole bunch of options to mix with this back contact platform. And what is special for it? How you can see at the first glance that you are using back contact PV modules. As you can see here in the slide, with the back contact cell, you won't have any grid lines, no bus bars, no fingers, nothing in the front side of the cell. And in the non-back contact, so like TOPCon or PERC, you will see bus bars and fingers in the on the front side. So we have very, very good aesthetic of our models. Here is the example how the full blacks looks like in the picture with the bus bars. So this on the right side is a, let's say, standard full black. And on the left side, what we are calling the real full black. So PV module without any bus bars in the front. And this is the real full black solution, especially perfect for the residential households. So I already said to you that due to the bus bars, more light can enter into the cell. So as you can see here, if we have any bus bar, anything on the top side of the cell, it's like a pipe on your PV module. It's casing the shadow. Maybe it's not maybe so important in the noon when the sun is shining directly on your PV module. This shadow will be very limited, like this. But if you will consider early morning or late evening, when the solar rays will shine in the low angle, this shadow caused by the bus bar will be much, much, much longer. And of course, we want to avoid any shadow on our PV module because it's just lowering our efficiency and our yield. And this is how it works in the PV module with bus bars and without bus bars. All of the rays from the very beginning of the day up to the end can enter into the cell and then be transferred into the electrical energy. And does it really works? So we established a special site on which we were checking out what can be the gain for this no bus bar technology. And here's the outcome of one day. So as you can see, in the early morning, Longi modules can generate about 20% more energy within 1 hour than TOPCon, N-type TOPCon models. And the same thing is in the late evening, where our models can generate more than 15% more energy in this hour versus N-type TOPCon models. This is very crucial, especially for the hourly prices of electricity, which are going higher in the late evening during the summer days. Here is the footage of how it works with the measurement of amperes. So as you can see, in the beginning of the day, our models are already producing electricity when TOPCon is still producing nothing. Then in the noon, we have slightly more production. And the same thing is in the sunset when TOPCon models are finishing the production earlier than the back contact ones. Aside of this back contact platform in HIMO X10, we have a special Ti-Ray wafers, specially manufactured for the LONGi. It means that our wafers has much lower impurity content, which boosts our first year degradation only to up to 1% only. Second thing is that we have less resistivity differences and better mechanical properties. Because from X6 to X10, we are gaining a little bit of the height of the model. So we wanted also to have stronger wafers inside. And this is how it looks like, conventional silicon wafer versus Ti-Ray. Ti-Ray is a little bit thicker wafer. It has one line welding structure, and also the strength of the wafer is improved. So as you can see, in conventional wafer, it's bending much more than Ti-Ray. And if we are using Ti-Ray, it's much less likely to gain any micro cracks or other things. It's also strengthening the whole PV module itself. So here is the footage, which will show you that even though we gain some dimensions in terms of X10, it's not bending as much as X6 or even not as much as TOPCon models. Let me just play this for you. So here we have the footage, which implements that even though we gain some area, there is no difference in the bending versus X6. And another thing is that even compared to the TOPCon, our models bend much less than TOPCon models. So with 5,400 pascals test, our models bended for 43 millimeters, where other ones bended for more than 45 millimeters. Of course, such deformations then can cause micro cracks. Another thing is that our PV model with the X10 already reached 25.4% of the efficiency, the highest efficiency in the world so far for the silicon models. And this X10 is combining these Ti-Ray wafers, back contact technology, but also some other features like innovative bipolar passivation, zero busbar design, because we are getting rid of the busbars at all, even from the backside of the cell, and other optimization. It allows us to offer the models with maximum power up to 670 watt peaks and maximum efficiency 24.8%. Our mass production of the cells reached 26.6% already, and we are heading to 27 this quarter. Also, we switched a little bit production of the cell itself, because all of the manufacturers are already using the half-cut cells, but we wanted to make them even better. And in conventional process, you are cutting the cell but it generates some defects on the edge of the cell. So we turned the table a little bit and we are already cutting the wafer in our facilities because we are very uh, mm, we can do it due to the fact that we are producing wafers for our owns. So we are cutting the wafer, and then during the whole cell production, these defects are fixed. Uh, Here is the example how we changed from HVBC 1.0 to HVBC 2.0 in X10. So as you can see, we made some special improvements with the electrodes, and now we are mm, we are having special feature which is called anti-shading. So it behaves like a single bypass diodes on each cell. I will talk about it just in a moment. So all in all, X10 is a peak of crystalline silicon technology. It combines ultimate security, more power gain, and minimalistic aesthetics due to the fact that you won't spot any busbar in the front of your PV module. So our models reach 670 watt peaks. It's about 30 watt peaks more than the competitors. This allowed you to install more power on restricted area on your rooftops. And this special feature, this bipolar passivation, allows us to get rid of this shading problem. In conventional PV modules, if the shadow is cued on the top and bottom side, about 30%, 35% of your power will vanish due to the fact that bypass diode will start to work here. So all of the power from this sector will be gone. In our solution, due to the fact that we have this special bipolar passivation technology, the current can just pass through one electrode to another one, just not through the cell. It's like each cell have its own bypass diode. So if the specific cell is shadowed, the current just pass through it. It doesn't stop. So in this example, conventional module will lose about 35% of the power, but in our case, only shadowed cells will be bypassed and the power reduction will be only 8%. This is the footage which shows the difference between TOPCon and this X10 series in the shadowed conditions. So as you can see, the output power is getting lower and lower in the TOPCon module, and in our case, it's almost the same, just a slight difference. So it also allows you to install the installation in different dimensions, in different angles, due to the fact that back contact with this partial shading optimization works together. It's gaining the best solar rays as can be in this specific angle. It means that you can even mix a little bit angles between each other on your roof and still having much more energy from your installations. So aside of these whole features, we have longevity. So it means that we have very low power degradation, only 1% in the initial year and 0.35% then annually. Prevent localized heating, I will talk about it. Due to this current transmission from one electrode to another one, the module is not heated up so much due to the shadowing effect. Higher temperature resistance. Also, what is significant is our temperature coefficient is only 0.26%, and as you already seen, superior mechanical strength. So 40% of the all failures of the PV modules is caused by the hotspot. And hotspots are in most cases, hotspots occur in most cases in the shadowed area due to the fact that this shadowed area is heating up very, very, very much. And of course, you have another module failures as well, like the lamin.
Rafael, I think we're having some technical issues. We cannot hear your microphone. Yeah, it stopped a couple slides ago. I cannot hear you.
Hello?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we can hear you again.
Okay, it's so
Yeah, yeah.
something was not okay.
Yes, yeah, it's perfect now. Thank you.
Okay, okay. I don't know where it happened.
Uh, I think the previous slide.
Previous slide, yes. So here,
Yes, this one. Yes.
okay. So let me repeat once again. So here we have this prevent localized overheating. So I already told you that shadow can cause some heating up of the cell, and in our case, the current is just passing through the heat through the shadowed cell, and in TOPCon or PERC modules, this shadowed area will heat up very, very, very much. Another thing is that lamination process is very crucial. Due to the fact that we don't have any busbars in the front, encapsulation foil touches the cell itself. There is no gaps between cell and the uh, encapsulation foil. And in the other types of modules, you have encapsulation foil which touches the busbars, which are extending and shrinking during the whole life cycle of your module, and there can occur some gaps between busbars and silicon and and encapsulation film, and then it can cause delamination or rusting of your busbars. So once again, we have this innovation bipolar passivation to protect against ultraviolet. We are using special POE encapsulation film to enchase the lamination process. We have this high density lamination also to be sure that no humidity will enter into the cell, and pure silicon electrode base. Due to the fact that we are getting rid of the busbars at all, we can use pure silver for the better electrical transmission. And here is the example where you can see the warranted degradation of our model. It cannot go more than this. So after 30 years, we guarantee that the model power will be more than 88% of initial power. And when it comes to the temperature coefficient, our models will produce 2% more power versus TOPCon with 0.29% 0.29% temperature coefficient, just due to the fact that we have this lower coefficient. And in most cases, in summer days, your models will operate in this area, in this 80-85 Celsius degrees. So how it is possible that we are getting rid of the bus bars at all? So in conventional cell, you have this soldering points, bus bars, and ribbon under the bus bar. In our solution, we are getting rid of the bus bars at all, but it demands for us a lot of soldering points between fingers and the ribbon tabbing. But as the bus bar is on the top of the cell and ribbon is even with the cell, we are not shadowing even this backside of the cell. So it allows us to gain more bifaciality, and our bifaciality factor, even though we are using full back contact technology, is up to 75%. And this is how it looks compared to the TOPCon from the rear side. So on the left, you have a standard TOPCon where you can see bus bars and fingers. And in our case, you won't spot any bus bar here, just fingers and soldering points. Another thing is that this getting rid of the bus bars allows us to extend fingers between ribbons to gain even more electricity, to gain more electrons and positive and negative charges that can be harvested from the solar cell. And the power increase due to this fact is about 5 watt peaks. Aside of all of these features, we are still trying to enchase our models, and we are using special glue, insulation green glue, which prevents humidity and other things to enter into the cell. And this specific green glue is also used in your in your smartphones for electricity circuits. So this is once again this process, and in HVBC 2.0 we made it much better compared to previous series, is that we are covering this glue on the fingers. On the fingers, each finger is covered by this special green glue to prevent any humidity that enters. Another feature is texturing. So we have very even texturing in our HVBC 2.0. So it allows the rays and wavelength low wavelength of the rays to enter into the cell. It also raises our efficiency and our gain. Another thing is that our models are provided with the standard 15 years of the product warranty and 30 years of the power warranty, but there is one exception. Full blacks comes with the 25 years of product warranty. All of our full blacks comes with this extended product warranty, 25 years of product warranty. Of course, we also have some rigorous tests. Our internal policy is that our models cannot degrade more than 2% for each test. And to pass the IAC test, you need to prove that your model won't achieve degradation more than 5%. Once again, we are using special POE foil, which is less permeable, and of course, this super high lamination process. So why it is so important for us to prevent all of the humidity and all of this lamination to be super with the best quality is due to the fact that TOPCon and other monofacial PV models are very fragile to damp heat test. And single glass TOPCon models are super fragile to it, and they degrade about 4.5% in this damp heat test. Our models, HIMO 6, X6 Max, X10, degrade less than half of the percent in this test. Uh, so what can be this test comparable to? So this test is one of the IEC 61215, and it contains with the test of putting the PV model into the chamber with 85 Celsius degrees and 80% of the humidity for 1000 hours. And after this test, your model cannot degrade more than 5%. That's why most of the TOPCon's model on the market are bifacial ones or double glass ones to prevent the degradation of this test, because two-side glass are less fragile to this damp heat test. Another thing is that our models are much less likely to have any micro cracks, due to the fact that in standard PV model, you need to go with the busbar from the front side of the cell to the bottom side, and it cues a lot of pressure on the edges of the cell. And these points are more likely to gain any micro cracks. In back contact technology, due to the fact that all of the connections are in the back side, we are getting rid of this pressure by more than 50%. Here is the example of how much gain you can achieve using the X10 versus TOPCon models in different area of the world. This is our simulation in Madrid, for example, almost 9%, in Pakistan 9%, in Mexico City 8.5%. So huge gains and huge yields compared to the TOPCon. We are very dedicated to reliability. I already told you that our internal policy is that our models cannot degrade more than 2% for each test for IAC. Here is the footage of the test site, but to be honest, we are already quite over time, so I will speed up a little bit. We, of course, have all of the certificates for our production. So all of the ICO, if you are interested, we can provide with the Solarity help as well. And all of our models also have special tests like IAC ones. Our double glasses also are able to withstand Fire Class A certificate. And aside of this, we have special Longi Lifecycle Quality Program, which even enchased our equipment, which is used in the PV models. We also have very rigid production sites with a lot of visual electroluminescent tests. So during the production of the PV model, we are lining up the model and we are doing electroluminescent test and visual test. Then it goes to the lamination chamber, and when it comes out of it, it has the second stage, electroluminescent and visual test. When it passed, we are connecting junction boxes, frame, and other things. And once again, we have final electroluminescent and visual test. So 3 stages of this testing. We are using a lot of AI in our facilities to be sure that all of the products have the best quality, but also to sort them in terms of their power output and quality. About the ESG, because in Czech market ESG is coming more and more popular, we are very dedicated to the sustainable growth. We are participating in science-based targets. We already achieved Paris Agreement's targets. And aside of this, we are participating in RA100, which means that our our renewable electricity consumption by 2028 should be 100%. And all of our facilities should reach 70% of renewable electricity consumption by 2027. We are also participating in EP100 and EV100. So these are special programs to enhance the usage of the green energy for the PV models manufacturing. Just to smoothly go through it, one of our factories is already using 99% of the green electricity for the PV modules production. And in X10, in standard, you are gaining the SDM1 traceability report, where you can find from where the polysilicon was gained, where the ingot was produced, where the wafer was produced, cell and module, where all of these stages were, where the modules was going through in each step. So to sum up, first of all, extend the peak of the performance, top efficiency and power, very new shading optimization technology, reliability, which is one of the missions of LONGi, heat and aging resistance, and more robust technological quality control, and pure black aesthetic of our modules. All in all, the best return for your installations. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you will have good rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Rafael. It's really interesting to see how different brands go or different paths in the search for efficiency. It's really, really interesting. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please write them down in the Q&A section down below. In the meantime, Rafael, we are about to finish. Let's go for a couple more minutes, but
Yep.
I would like to know what are your insights about the PV market, for example, this year and the upcoming years.
As you probably know, there are some specific incentives in China, and prices of PV models are now rising up, and due to the fact that there is a huge demand in the China for PV models, so we all are facing this. And to be honest, we do not accept this to change a little bit. So probably the best time to buy PV models was already in the winter, where the prices were very, very, very low, and now all of the manufacturers and the whole market prices are rising. Another thing is that I can see that maybe residential market in Europe is not so much growing, but more and more C&I customers, like facilities and halls, came to this point where the electricity prices are quite high, especially in the Czech Republic, and in Poland we are facing the same situation. So a lot of companies are now looking for the solutions to a little bit lower the consumption of electricity or supply the electricity by their own, to be honest. And we can see a little bit switch in the market from this residential segment up to the C&I one, to be honest. But it also demands from the installators to switch a little bit mindset from these very little installations up to the more how to say it, more complicated ones. Yeah, because with the bigger installations, you need to make the proper design, the proper selection of the equipment and other things.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Rafael. It's definitely the way to go to have some decentralized energy generation, especially for the industries. For the industries, if they can be self-sufficient, they will be definitely the way to go for the market. So we have a couple of questions. One of them is when we weren't able to hear you, so
Okay,
that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for it. I don't know what happened.
All right. And we have another question. It is, what is the POE?
So POE is another type of the encapsulation foil. Through the years, the most popular encapsulation foil was the EVA one. But with the TOPCon gaining mainstream, it occurred that EVA it's not so not so resistant for the humidity due to the fact that the spaces between atoms in the EVA foil were not so were bigger than it is in the POE foil. Of course, POE, due to the fact is a little bit more expensive, but it allows roughly about 7 times less humidity to enter into the PV module. And as you could see, the humidity is one of the main causes of the lamination, of the module failure, of the and other failures of the module, like yellowing of the lamination foil and other things which are not good for your PV installation.
Okay, so pretty much a better material than EVA.
Yeah.
For various reasons. Okay. So we have another question. This one is, could you please summarize the lamination advantages? The
So
lamination advantages?
so lamination advantages. This is also very much connected to this thing of the preventing anything to enters into the module, because aside of the humidity, you have sodium that also can enter into the PV module and can cause the corrosion of your bus bars. So lamination is very very important step in your PV module production, and we are paying more and more attention to this. As you could see, aside of this longer time of the lamination, we are also using special AI platform to check every detail if everything goes well in this lamination process, just to prevent the aging and degradation of your PV modules.
Thank you, Rafa. Here's another question. What is the name of the most used PV modules? Well, I'm guessing he means technology, probably.
So for now, it's hard to say. We are seeing, due to the fact that we are almost the only one manufacturer in the world for back contact, there is also one manufacturer in the USA, but it's almost dedicated only for USA market. We are seeing switch, and to be honest, we are already seeing that more and more customers are interested in the back contact, and we are also seeing that this is the future of the PV modules. Of course, so far, these mainstream products like PERC or TOPCons are the main thing, because majority of manufacturers are using it. But it was the same with the monocrystalline modules. Back then in the history, most of the market was using polysilicon, and the monocrystalline products were the niche. And it turns out nowadays that 99% of PV modules are monofacial ones, and we predict that it will be the same with the back contact technology.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I also think technology is going that way. I mean, there is no better way to have bus bars that it's in the rear part of the cell. Okay, so we have one last question. Are the PV modules with better lamination more expensive?
So regarding this question, I really invite to place an inquiry to Solarity to see if these models are really more expensive than the standard ones.
All right, so that's a no. It's not more expensive. So
Oh.
thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Please reach out for whatever inquiry you need. If you need technical support, if you need any goods, if you need any kind of support from our side, here is our emails, our contact. You can reach to us from pretty much any email. And thank you very much again. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in our next webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye to everyone.
Bye.